Hello, Lovelace. Welcome to today's English lesson, which, as you can see, is about similes. And your LO for today is, can I identify similes and use them in a poem? Now, similes, as you know, are figurative forms of language. They are ways of describing things, helping the reader to understand better what image you've got in your head as the author. So, here's a simile riddle for you. See if you can use these clues to work out what is being described. So we've got, it is as colourful as a rainbow. It flies high as a kite. Flutters as softly as a snowflake. With wings like fire burning bright. Any ideas what we might be describing there? I'm going to give you a bit of a clue. I'm going to give you a multiple choice. Is it a lion? Is it an onion? Is it a bird? Or is it a butterfly? Just go back and reread those similes. Which one is the best fit? Well, the answer I was looking for was butterfly. As colourful as a rainbow. Many butterflies are very colourful. Lots of different colours, just like a rainbow. Flies high like a kite. So the idea of the wind helping carry it. Flutters as softly as a snowflake. So just very, very gentle flapping, or soft flapping, I should say. It's quite quick, but the soft flapping of the wings. Wings like fire burning bright, again indicating the bright colours the butterflies often come in. So although a bird does have wings, the soft fluttering like a snowflake, this idea of being incredibly light and fragile, leans more towards the butterfly. Okay, so what exactly is a simile? Well, it compares something by using words like or as. So comparing one thing to another. Again, this idea of creating a better understanding, a better visual for the reader, so they understand exactly what you're talking about. So a couple of examples, we've got, it was as cold as ice. He's cheeky like a monkey. So those like or as phrases. A few more for you. Maybe as cute as a kitten, or as light as a feather. Maybe as blind as a bat, or as shiny as a new pin. As common as dirt, as cool as a cucumber, as hard as nails, as hot as hell, as innocent as a lamb, as tall as a giraffe, as white as a ghost, as sweet as sugar, as black as coal. Okay, so all of those phrases help the reader just to visualize what we're talking about. It just helps with the description. Okay, but a simile must contain like or as. Because if we just say something is something else, then that's a metaphor, not a simile. It's very easy to confuse the two, but today we're going to focus on similes, so we must contain like or as in our phrases. Okay, so if there's no like or as, it's not a simile. Okay, got a selection here, the start of similes, but what's the best fit to finish them off? So can you finish these simile sentences? There's clues around you, the pictures will help. Just have a minute, pause the video if you want to, but have a minute, see if you can decide what the best fit for those 6 sentences is. So the girl cried like a, what do you think? The girl cried like a baby. Okay, we often say, babies are lovely when they're happy and smiley and giggly, but when they're screaming the house down, it's not a pleasant sound. So the girl cried like a baby. Number 2, he was as fierce as a, look around the images, as fierce as a lion. Number 3, it was as tall as, what's tall from those images? As tall as a tree. The traffic was long, like a, so any of those images make you think long? As long as a snake, or long like a snake? The teacher was singing like a bird. Okay, now we might put in a species of bird, singing like a lark, singing like a nightingale, but a bird is fine. And it was as sweet as, well, there's only one left, as sweet as chocolate. Okay, in each case, we have got the like or the as. We're comparing two things, we've got a simile. Okay, hoping this is making sense. I've got a poem for you now. I like this poem. The monster under my bed. There's a monster under my bed. He's not scared of me, though I'm scared of him. He's not a very beautiful thing, but how he loves to sing. He looks like a bat with ears like broccoli. And the smell. Oh my, he smells like my football boots, as stinky as blue cheese. He loves to keep me awake at night by tickling me. It makes me laugh like a monkey. Then my mum comes to tell me off. But I can't tell her the truth. There's a monster under my bed. Okay. If you get a moment, go back and have a look at that poem and see if you can pick out all the different similes, comparing different parts of the monster. Now, your task for today is all about similes. I would like you to create a fictional monster that lives under your bed. I know there isn't one there really. This is all a work of fiction. But I want you to picture your own monster. Now, I've given you some starter sentences which you might choose to use, or you can just do your own thing. But what I want is a poem describing your monster. It must be full of similes. And I want you to describe different elements, different parts of your monster, just like I did on the previous poem. So some of the suggestions is my monster is as fluffy as a, or he is as green as a, he sings like a, the monster is as scaly as a, the scary monster is old like a. So there's some possible sentence starters. You're welcome to use all of those. You're welcome to use some of those. You're welcome to use none of those. But I want you to create a poem that describes this creature that lives under your bed. Okay? Tell me all about it. It could be a really friendly monster. We talked about mine tickling me and making me laugh during the night. What does yours do? What does yours look like? What does yours smell like? What does yours feel like? Sound like? Think of all your senses. Have some fun with this. I've given you 5 sentence starters there as examples. I expect your poem to be a lot longer than that. 5 sentences, 5 similes. It's not good enough for year 5. Okay, so I'm going to set you a minimum. So minimum is the least I want to see. I think everyone in year 5 should be able to write at least 10 similes to describe their monster under the bed. Okay? Now, if you want to go beyond that and write even more, fabulous. Go for it and enjoy it. But everyone, I want to see at least 10 similes, at least 10 descriptive sentences describing this fictional monster that might live under your bed. Okay? It can be as big or as small, as fluffy or as scaly, as scary or as friendly, as stinky or as sweet smelling as you want him to be or her to be. Okay? Have some fun with it. If you want to take it a little bit further, it would be fabulous to see a picture as well, an illustration to go with your poem, to see if all these similes, if you can bring all these similes together into an illustration, into the picture of your creature. Okay? So there it is, your task. Write your own version of the poem. The monster under your bed. Okay. That is the end of today's session. You take care of yourself, guys. Look after those people around you. Be nice. And I will see you all very soon. Take care.